the American people stand firm in the faith which has inspired this nation from the beginning. We believe that all men have a right to equal justice under law and equal opportunity to share in the common good. We believe that all men have the right to freedom of thought and expression. We believe that all men are created equal because they are created in the image of God. From this faith, we will not be moved.
Hello, and welcome to the Freedom of Thought podcast. I'm your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajin. Freedom of Thought is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps. I thank you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. It's always a pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. This is probably going to be a quick shorty. It's like a mobile one. It's literally mobile. Let's just say I'm moving right now. I'm an unidentified driving object. No, I guess, because I'm not identified immediately, I suppose, since that's been a topic everywhere. Also, I want to mention that if you want to help the show in a lot of ways, and if you don't mind the Spotify app, I recommend that to help this show grow, because that's what will actually give this show a chance to kind of develop and such, and possibly help us earn a couple funds in the future. So that's a way to help the show, is download with the Spotify app in the future. You don't have to, but it's obviously an option and all that. I was kind of driving towards the city of Minneapolis in general, and I kind of had this, just when I had this little thought, like Roger Rabbit, Eddie Valiant, remember that movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, circa like 87, 88, 89, around there, about 1988, I guess. Just thinking about driving into Toontown and Los Angeles and all that stuff, and it's kind of cool. And then it's like, from a distance, the city looks so beautiful. It really does. But then you get in close, and it's like, you see kind of the attitude everywhere, the politics, the people, and it's like, I don't really like it so much. I take the country any day of the week. I would love to be far up north somewhere by a lake. I would love to be in Iowa, like where Mark Carlson lives, something like that. Nebraska, where Gerald lives. Heck, Northern California, where Dylan is. Dylan Richardson, in case he's listening. Some other people from California. I hope they still listen. I'm not sure. But it's just a vibe. It's just a feeling. Obviously, again, this is going to be a shorty, but it's all about kind of, I would take the country any day over the city, even though I was born very close to Minneapolis in Golden Valley, Minnesota. It's a neighboring suburb of Minneapolis, so it's actually super close to North Minneapolis, of all places. It's amazing how literally where I am right now, heading towards not Duluth Street, Golden Valley Road, how it can literally go from, I guess it is Duluth Street and becomes Golden Valley Road. It's kind of weird. 1 minute it's a nice kind of suburbanite area, unfortunately cobalt blue politically, but a nice suburbanite area. Next thing you know, you're in North Minneapolis, which is easily the worst part of Minneapolis. Of course, parts of the South can be real bad as well, but it's just a damn shame, how cities, they look so nice from a distance. Heck, even as a kid, my classmates, when the actual school was on the border of like Robbinsdale and North Minneapolis. Basically, Robbinsdale is another one of those neighboring suburbs. It's not, it's not as nice as Golden Valley, but it's okay. I kind of like it. And I remember all the kids, we're going to get shot, whatever, because we were driving in the North Minneapolis towards a baseball field, for practice. And I was like, I kind of like this. This is cool. And everybody's kind of like, you're crazy, Joey. And little did I know, it's, I don't know. I used to like kind of the look of a city and all that, even if it was not the best part of town. But then it's like, the older you get, and obviously the way society has declined so dramatically the last 25, 30 years, it's a shame. It's sad. Like, you don't want nothing to do with any city anymore. I've never been into the party scene. I've never been into the bar scene. I've sure as heck never been into the club scene. I wouldn't mind, say, a nightclub in the 1940s or 50s or something. But even then, people were, they had naughty intentions, let's just say. Extracurricular affairs and all that. So, unfortunately, that's kind of been a vibe forever. But the overall vibe of the places back in those days might have been okay. And it's not about color, it's not about this, it's not about that. It's just people in general had a completely different attitude back in the day, where being in a city, being in a populated area really wasn't as cringeworthy as it is in this day and age. I wish it wasn't that way. I truly wish it wasn't. I wish there was kind of like a Toontown vibe, like going into in LA, Minneapolis, whatever, Chicago, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Look at look at all them tall buildings and all that, or just the the fanciness of it all. Like you go in these nice buildings and like look at the interior and wow, they really invested some money in this place. It looks awesome. To nowadays, it's like, yeah, it's still there, but generally speaking, depending on what part of the city you're in, it's not the same vibe. And of course, the politics are pathetically bad, even with the rich, the kind of rich, which is like the upper crust, the middle class, the slightly below middle class, and so on and so forth. The vibe is completely different nowadays. It's society kind of dropping off. So again, the country would be better. But I mean, even in the country, you could go to some place and somebody's got pink hair and, those big rings inside their ear that opens them up. It is the darndest thing. I'll never understand it. Tattoos everywhere, this and that. I'm not trying to be judgmental or rude, but it's just, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. So it would be nice to have a quieter, more peaceful vibe. That's what it's all about. See, like all the tattoos, the piercings, the weird things inside your earlobes and such, that's noisy. That's how I see it. I see it as it's noisy. Not that I'm calling them names or calling them a bad thing. It's just noisy. I like peaceful. Peaceful is a better thing. It's not all about me. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. And if you do, feel free to comment away. I figure I'll jump in the mailbag real quick here because I know Mark Carlson had a comment or two, maybe some other people as well. Might as well do that real quick because, I swear I saw something. Yeah, I think he responded to the Hamlin. Come on, stop with this most relevant crap. Mark simply says, where Hamlin was, yeah, like, what the heck kind of jacket is that? He's since apologized, but I don't know, did he really apologize? It seemed kind of like, okay, like, whatever, I guess I'll apologize. So, not sure what vibe to get with that. Let's see if there's some new comments. If this thing can respond to me. I thought there was a little more. Yes, when I posted the Super Bowl, during the Super Bowl, it said end racism, right? And it's like, sure, fine, but I was like, it should read, let's stop talking about race. It would probably be better that way. It's not letting me get to the comments. That's really weird. That's kind of a pain. There it is. Cool. Mark Carlson got a big one here. This is what I wanted to read. Mark Carlson out of Iowa. Like I mentioned Iowa, he says that statement is made crystal clear if you looked at the men and women who play professional sports. And in this case, the athletes on the field are not there because of their race, but because they are the best. I love music, and musicians are uniquely gifted like athletes. So apply race and equality and justice to music. Sorry, that won't work because you can't be in a band because of your race. You are there because you have earned it. I don't care if you're the first Native American trombone player to earn a chair on the Minnesota Orchestra. I care that you are the best. Yeah, see, exactly. I care that you are the best. Yeah, like who cares where they came from or whatever? It's fine. Like, it should matter more that, wow, she's really good or he's really good. Wow, listen to that trombone. I care that you are the best. How about medical care? That's just maybe the best example of all. I don't believe we hold doctors or physicians back because of their race. The conversation is silly. Yeah. It's like, this person's applied a million places, but it's because they're this. They can't get hired. And in a lot of ways, sadly, because of this approach, this affirmative action nonsense, it's kind of gone the opposite direction. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm sure Mark would agree with that. It's not a good thing. I'll just leave it at that. And it's not just obviously doctors, physicians. It's all over. And I'm praying to God that things even out here pretty soon. It shouldn't be one extreme or the other ever. It is a communist ploy. Yep. To divide and weaken our political system. I liked very much a statement that was popular a decade ago. What would Jesus do? So let me end there. WWJD. That should replace what was in the end of the end zone and everywhere else. Wouldn't that be something, huh? Good comment, Mark. That was great. that might be it. Let me see. There's something I've been looking. Yep, that was the last episode. Then the which I understand completely. And I think that's the end of the mailbag. It's actually a quickie today. Nope. I forget if I read this one already. Yes, I did. The American Legion one. Yeah. Yep. So that should be it. This was just going to be a quick little post. This is because I had a thought in my head about cities and the city and the country and blah, blah, blah. But kind of all because of that Toontown vibe and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I started playing the soundtrack a little bit in my car because luckily I have like an app that has, you can download the soundtracks onto there. So from old games like from the Nintendo and such. So the old Nintendo, the original. So again, that's why it's freedom of thought. Just having a little conversation with hopefully without getting our heads bit off by somebody. With that said, hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week up and coming. Maybe I'll record another one if some other stuff comes up. But until next time, take care and God bless the United States of America.